Ladies and gentlemen, signores y señoras, mesdames et messieurs, welcome back to the second match of the day, Belgium against Spain. Here for you the referees, the center referee Nico Balan, the assistant referee Nordin Sobowitz, the second assistant referee Rémi Simon, and the fourth official Robbie Bourne. And the teams for Belgium: number 8, the captain Ilan Gong; number 5, Robin Fiordaliso; number 6, Meli Kerimov; number 7, Elvis Bonkongo; number 10, Iago Caudron; number 12, Gabriel Skodnik; number 14, Luca Moreau; number 15, Florian Lechantre; and the head coach, Robin Caudron, and his assistants, Said Enya, Michael Hermans, David Henry, and Patricia Ribola. And for Spain, with number 10, the captain, Samuel Grau Garcia, and the vice captain, number 7, Raduan Bohabund, number 5, Aaron Torralbo Sanchez, with number 9, Francisco Guerrero Velasco, number 12, Marcos Garcia Trives, number 19, Arturo Fabra Reina, number 64, Francisco Perez Espinosa, and the head coach, Jan Grau Garcia, and his assistants, Francisco Javier Belda Ramon, Susana Sanchez Trujillo, Manuel de Rey Arjona, and the team manager, Joaquin Bettinelli. Thanks, everyone. I'm heading over to Ryan and Greg at the streaming. Thank you very much. Have fun.
And so we continue with day 3 here in Lignano Sabbiadoro, Italy, with another fascinating Group A fixture. Belgium take on Spain, two sides at very different points in their international journey, but both desperate for points that could prove vital in the race for qualification. For Belgium, this is their second outing of the competition. They began with a solid 2-0 win over Germany, though both goals did come from unfortunate own goals rather than their own attacking spark. Still, it was a reminder of their resilience, their ability to apply pressure, and their organisation at the back. 3 valuable points to get their campaign underway. Belgium have waited a long time to be back on this stage, having missed the last Nations Cup in 2019, and there's a real sense that they want to re-establish themselves among Europe's elites. Their objective is clear: reach the semi-finals, and with it, secure a World Cup ticket to Argentina in 2026. Spain, meanwhile, are stepping into only their second game at this level, marking their debut at a major international competition. Their opener against France was about as difficult as it gets. The reigning world champions ran out 7-0 victors, a harsh introduction, but also a valuable learning experience. The key now for Spain is how they respond, how they grow from that match, and whether they can show the resilience to compete with a Belgian side full of ambition. The bigger picture makes this fixture even more intriguing. France are already setting the pace at the top of Group A. Northern Ireland shocked Germany yesterday with a famous win, and Belgium sit on 3 points. Spain are still searching for that first goal and first point, and they'll know this is a big opportunity to show what they can do. For Belgium, this is just the first part of a long day. Later, they face Northern Ireland in what many would see as their greatest challenge for that second semi-final spot. That means that they not only need to get the job done here, but they also need to manage their energy and momentum across 2 tough matches. Win this one and they'll go level with France at the top of the group. But the real test could still lie ahead this evening. My name is Ryan Sipple. and I am once again delighted to be joined on commentary by Greg Baxter. Greg, give me your assessments for this one.
Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, everyone. Buenos dias, I should say, in España. Two teams with varying levels coming into this game. Belgium, everyone's favourites. Spain looking to show that they do have what it takes to cause an upset. Like I said, baptism of fire first game against France. Thought they persisted well. They covered a lot of ground, didn't give up, were willing to put the challenges in. Now it's about how can we look to attack? How can we look to give our own little flair on the game? For Belgium, they'll want to use this as an opportunity to perhaps show a little bit more than they have so far. Everyone had varying levels of expectations coming to this tournament. No, you and I really hyped them up beforehand. They'll view this as an opportunity to play some expansive football, increase their goal difference, which could prove vital, but also manage their players ahead of what is no doubt going to be a crucial game against Northern Ireland later on. Looking forward to seeing how it unfolds. Spain already dealt a blow before the game even started, Ryan.
Yeah, as of currently, as we say this, Samuel Gro Garcia not out on that court, but I have been reliably informed that he is undergoing speed testing at the moment following an earlier issue. So I hope for the Spanish that their captain can be integrated into that squad as soon as possible, because he is essential to that team. Everything seems to go through him, whether that's in defence or attack. Let's go through the starting squad, certainly the ones that have been submitted. In goal for Belgium, Florian Lechantre. In front of him, likely to be Ilian Genk, with wingers of Robin Fiordalizo and Iago Cordron. And the Spanish squad that has been submitted is that in goal is Francisco Guerrero Velasco, Radwan Bujabud, Marcus Garcia Trives, and Arturo Fabra Reina. Fantastic support from the Spanish. They really bring the noise already. Looking forward to watching the Italians later today. They were incredible yesterday. The fans just blew the roof off this place.
Yeah, we can't stop raving about the Italian fans.
If you're going to host a home tournament, you have to bring that energy, you have to bring that support, and you need to use that home advantage to the betterment of your performances, and we've seen that be the case. As you're seeing, Remy Simon place the ball in the centre. He'll be one of two assistants, complemented Nico Balin in the centre. This the second of 6 games on day 3. Following this one at 1 o'clock local time here in Italy, Samuel Gro Garcia has just come out of the tunnel, which will be a huge boost to Spain. Whether or not he is going to feature from the start, we will have to wait. But that is huge news. Let me just go through the schedule quickly. Denmark, England at 1 o'clock. Germany, France at 3:15. Ireland, Italy at 4:30. And at 6:15, another huge game for Belgium against Northern Ireland.
God, I love Power J football. Days on days of just every game is exciting, isn't it? A lot on every single game. Every nation has something to play for.
Absolutely, it does. So already we're seeing a slight deviation in this Belgian setup. Florian Lechantre operating in the centre. Ilian Genk, the most defensive of the 4 players. Currently, Gro Garcia on the bench with Francisco Velasco in goal. But Gro Garcia is adorning a goalkeeper jersey, so I think he will operate in kind of a pairing with Radovan Bujaboud, which I would have definitely said it was their most positive, certainly when it featured against the world champions France yesterday. Iago Caudron forces his way up into Florian Lechantre. A little bit of contact on the edge of the box as Robin Fiordaliso tries to exchange some passes with Lechantre. Already some fantastic energy in the Bella Italia Sports Village.
Great noise in this arena. There's very few of them in the stands, but they are making a great cacophony of noise.
Radovan Bujaboud down to Arturo Reina. Already Florian Lechantre is proving to be really influential in both defence and attack as Ilian Genk gets his first involvement 1.5 minutes in and forces it into the path of Robin Fiordaliso, who's happy to let that roll out to reset play. And let's see what Belgium can do from this attacking kick-in.
Would have liked to have seen Velasco just let that run out of play, perhaps. Kind of just made Fiordaliso's decision for him and given Belgium a very dangerous opportunity.
Nice option that from Iago Caudron, but a crucial interception from Arturo Reina, who's going to try and spearhead something for the Spaniards.
Was very impressed with Reina in their game against France. As that effort from Caudron just goes past the post for a goal kick. Thought he was excellent in his defensive work rate. Covered a lot of the court. Wasn't afraid to take the game to the French.
Radovan Bujaboud into Marcos Trives. These two have met one another on the international stage before at the EPFA Cup 2022, whereby both secured their qualification for the European Championships. That one a comprehensive victory for Belgium. 5-1 victors they were in that one, but Spain did go a goal up early on. Can they replicate that here and ensure momentum is in their favour?
But a bright start for the Spanish. Really impressed with what I've seen. Defensively looks solid. Yes, they're going to have to weather a lot of the pressure from Belgium, but they're looking to break. Effort from Reina. Would have liked to have seen him attempt the 180 there.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree, Greg. Had an opportunity there to attempt an effort at a goal, but I just don't think he was ready and or anticipating that ball to be so telegraphed from Ilian Genk. Nevertheless, an indirect free kick presents them an equally credible opportunity as Radovan Bujaboud comes up to take. He's looking at Arturo Reina, who gets possession, but Radovan Bujaboud never set to get that second ball as Fiordaliso forces it up the court. Velasco has to try and clear. Robin Fiordaliso just vacating the space in the centre to let Florian Lechantre roam.
On one given in favour of the Spanish, which Radovan Bujaboud will take to Reina. Plays a 1-2 back into Bujaboud. Caudron gets round him though. Velasco, great little flick, but Trives caught lacking a little bit. Lechantre fires it out of play, and it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, Robin Fiordaliso needs to be in reverse there.
A lot of expectations for Belgium coming into this tournament. No, not less from me and you as well. I'm not quite sure what to make of it so far from a Belgian point of view. They're not.
I don't think it clicked against Germany, that's for certain. And we have the perfect reference point because we watched Northern Ireland be absolutely dominant against the Germans in their second game. So at the moment, based on the form of the two nations, you would probably say Northern Ireland are the favourites for this evening's meeting, as Iago Cawthron just can't get the connection. Very condensed, could easily be a 2-on-1 in favour of Spain. The play allowed to continue. A few better match officials than that of Nico Ballin. As Florian Lechantre, interesting decision that. Needless pressure on the Belgian defence. Ilian Genk never set to receive it, and there was two Spanish shirts surrounding them. Belgium have struggled to find a rhythm.
Question whether Belgium would have preferred the 2-on-1 free kick up there in the Spanish half rather than kicking down here in their own half. Because it looked like a dead certain 2-on-1 as Ilian Genk does well just to
Very much so.
dummy that and take it on the inside. Fiordaliso back to Genk. It's not clicking passing wise, but that.
It's a 2-on-1 surely.
Great advantage by Nico Ballin.
It is, but I think he would want to reset it. Thankfully for Ilian Genk, it does get brought back. All of that stemmed from Robin Fiordaliso staying in reverse and pushing it back into the path of Ilian Genk. That completely confused Spain. It's a little bit disorganised from both nations here in the opening 7.5 minutes. But Belgium have a really good opportunity to force an effort at goal. It's going to be taken by Florian Lechantre. Iago Cawthron is going to try and put himself in between the two defensive players of Spain. The angle's not there due to how central it is, so he's far better being positioned where he is. Keep an eye on Fiordaliso. Doesn't have the accuracy on that front bumper pick-off to really keep momentum in their favour. And the change that we suspected would be made early on is going to occur. Captain Samuel Gro Garcia is going to come on, and Francisco Guerrero Velasco comes off. And now it will be interesting. It's very even, but they've injected arguably their best player into the fold now. Will that spur Spain on to create some opportunities?
Got to credit Velasco. He would have been thrown in goal last minute, not expected. Yes, he's able to play it. We've seen him play it before. They're now taking off that goalie jersey on the bench and making sure he's got the white one available. But credit to him, Samuel Gro Garcia. Yes, he is arguably Spain's best player, but he's got a lot to come into because his side are holding Belgium really well here.
Yeah. A minute prior to that midway point water break, Spain will want to hold on. It's into the dangerous area. Robin Fiordaliso with the first real sight at goal. Due to that positioning and lack of intent, it doesn't trouble Radwan Boujaboud, who's going to try and force the ball into the Belgians' half.
That's nice from Spain.
It was the case in the game yesterday as Marcos Trives and Arturo Reina exchanging some nice passes. It's brave from Spain. Something I want Spain to be a little bit aware of is the positional play of their two wide players. There is that tendency to be drawn into the centre action. They don't want to be giving away needless 2-on-1, certainly when they're in attack, as Marcos Trives takes it in his stride. Already I think you can see what that substitute has done for their foundation. It's allowed Radwan Boujaboud a little bit more freedom up the court and an opportunity to connect with his high and wide wingers.
Absolutely. I think this water break is going to be key for Belgium. Robin Cawthron's got to get some impetus into Belgium. They're not playing to the level we know they can at the minute. I don't know if they want to perhaps change the setup of the team, move some personnel around, because Spain are not exactly, well, they're defending very well and they are getting up to the halfway line a little bit. There's not many sort of clear-cut opening chances for Spain to score. Could they switch it round, take one player off, or move one of them back, move Ilian Genk up onto the wing perhaps, or as Florian Lechantre plays on the wing for Grafto Villeneuve-Dascq on a club level in France, take him out of the goalkeeper jersey, put it onto Ilian Genk, play Genk in the middle, Lechantre out wide, and see if they can get their connections working.
Yeah, absolutely. Agree with that assessment.
From a Spain point of view, you carry on as you are. Carry on as you are.
Belgium back out on the court. Worth noting they actually met twice in the EPFA Cup 2022. Within the kind of round-robin group stage, Belgium were 3-1 victors. That 5-1 scoreline was in the semi-final. So they do have bragging rights, but 11 or 12 minutes into this one, nothing really to separate the quality of these nations. As Arturo Reina is going to battle away with Florian Lechantre. Good play from the Spain number 19. Just anticipates the trajectory of the ball. Radovan Bujaboud, crucial interception that. It started to get very condensed from Spain because I don't think they were necessarily expecting the ball to fall so kindly to their number 7. But Spain, for me, the better of the two teams after 12.5 minutes.
That's a needless risk there from Florian Lechantre. Very needless. Control back to Lechantre. That pass straight to Bujaboud. Reina turns around, takes it in the dribble. Can't get round it. It will be another goal kick.
That's fine.
Belgium, but
that's not. Yeah. That's fine if I'm part of the Spanish team, because Ilian Genk hasn't shown a great deal of confidence on these goal kicks. Can Trives or Reina intercept? They can't. It's better on that occasion. Whilst it doesn't find the bumper of Robin Fiordaliso, it does take pressure away from their goal.
Trives battling with Lechantre. Lechantre has Genk back and he needs to rely on his second pivot, who's done well to buy the foul. Referee playing an excellent advantage. We've seen the referees in this tournament wanting to play on as Cordron brings it forward. Samuel Garcia out of his box well, but in this case, Bujaboud too close.
Again, I want to see those wingers in reverse. It completely limits the opportunities in attack. It was Robin Fiordaliso earlier, Iago Cordron the same. If it isn't the shot selection and power selection it affords you, it's the increased visibility of the players around you. Keep an eye on Robin Fiordaliso. I suspect Genk will be the screen. That just had no real purpose on it, which is disappointing. It needed that interception from Florian Lechantre, but disappointing from Belgium, who have put no real purpose on those. And there's a potential break on if Marcos Trives can wrap his chair around the ball. He can't on that occasion. Slightly to the confusion of the Spanish coaches, and that was beautiful control from Iago Cordron. Used the pace of the ball, drew the keeper in, and after 15 minutes, Belgium take the lead.
Wow, end to end there. It looked like Spain were clean through. Trives just ended up blocking the ball. Brilliant ball from Genk out wide. Fiordaliso plays it into the middle. Samuel Garcia comes charging out of his box. If you're going to do that as a goalkeeper, you've got to claim the ball. Cordron just draws him in, shows him the shoulder, drops the shoulder, goes round him, says happy days, thank you very much. 1-0 Belgium. And that has just undone all of Spain's hard work.
Yeah, absolutely it has. them coaches are going to go back to that Marcos Trives chance. Even if he wasn't there to connect with it, the momentum of the ball would have taken it very near to that Belgian goal. Maybe not all the way over the line, but if he could have followed up that momentum, Spain could have scored almost a certain opener. And seconds after it, some beautiful play, spearheaded by Genk, seen over the line by Iago Cordron. He was one of the standouts in Geneva 3 years ago, and he's announced himself on the European stage now.
He's blocked it, essentially, Trives. The ball's rolling towards the goal. He's got to just turn around and follow it. He's blocked it. It's fallen to Genk. He switched it out wide. One ball into the middle. Drop of the shoulder dummy. Open goal, 1-0 Belgium. How quickly things can change in a game of football.
We saw a very similar goal scored by Naglis Montvillas yesterday against Denmark.
Interesting, Spain made a substitution in the aftermath of that goal. Velasco back on, this time out wide in the place of Reina. Genk fires that 180 straight at Trives. Velasco can bring it forward. That double ricochet off Le Chantre, out free. Spain kicking. Got to be bitterly disappointed if you're that Spain bench. They've done such hard work defensively to limit Belgium, who have not been playing well or up to their standards at all. But they've just gifted them the goal there.
They have the frustration from that missed opportunity obviously carried over. At the time of him scoring, I was referencing the mannerisms and the expressions of the Spanish coaches as Iago Cordron can't quite line up his shot. There was a slight gap near that left-hand post, and had Cordron connected, could have had a real sight at goal. As Gro Garcia clears. The question is, will Francisco Velasco, now in a more attacking role, be as dogged and as persistent as that of Arturo Reina, who will be disappointed that he's been taken off because he was a bright spark in this Spanish team?
Discussion here between Nico Balin and Nordin Subovic. Free kick given against Belgium. Ilian Genk judged to be too aggressive with Radwan Bujaboud. See when the camera pans around, Robin Cordron cuts a very frustrated figure in that Belgian technical area. He knows that they have not been up to the standards they expected themselves so far. Wingers have not been in reverse enough. They've not been getting to the ball first enough. Spain have been on the front foot, getting to the ball first. They've been aggressive. Belgian wingers being far too passive for my liking. That's down now, is too aggressive. From Radwan Bujaboud.
Yeah.
And that is excellent refereeing from the team. Nico Balin wanted to give it in favour of Spain. Assistant Remy Simon said, no, other way, and that is a correct decision.
Yeah, no appeals, and rightfully so. I think we sometimes forget that it's kind of a team of four that oversee games as match officials. They have to be a collective. They need to think and act as one, and they did on that occasion. As Iago Cordron capitalises, and that's a really unfortunate deflection, so nearly going over the line. Looked almost a certain second goal. Radwan Bujaboud, the saver. And now he's going to try and force his way past Florian Lechantre. Remy Simon has his flag raised high. He's asking players to just calm down a little bit. That's 2 bits of contact in as many minutes.
Yeah, Radwan Bujaboud. Just too aggressive there.
I'd have to see that chance back from our angle. It looked like it was going straight over that line. Gro Garcia, it would have been a really unfortunate own goal. Since that opener, Belgium have looked more assured and assertive as Robin Fiordaliso millimetres away from connecting with that ball with his front bumper. It's been a great game.
Really has. Really, really has. Ball got to Cordray, kept it in, managed to squeeze it between the gap between Bujaboud and Grau Garcia, who turned around to see where the ball was and ended up smacking it, fortunately for him, straight into his teammate who was sat on the line. That was very nearly 2-0 to Belgium. What you would say is, obviously, Grau Garcia came into the game halfway through. It was taking them some time to get up to the speed of the game. We mentioned that might possibly happen. And Velasco did look quite solid in goal. It's definitely not clicked for Belgium at all, though.
It hasn't clicked in attack, has it? And this is where I would be potentially calling for Florian Lechantre to be one of those high and wide wingers. He's so proficient at it. At the half-time break, Belgium take a slender 1-0 lead into the break thanks to a moment of real quality from Iago Cordron. His finish was beautifully angled, sending Samuel Grau Garcia the wrong way, and it came right at just the right time for Belgium. In truth, though the goal arrived slightly against the run of play for much of the half, it was Spain who looked the more assured, sharper in possession and more composed in their pressing. Spain will feel hard done by. They did a lot right, but lacked the killer passes or the finishing to make their spell of control count. Myself and Greg will be back very shortly for the second half. Hello everyone and welcome back here to Lignano Sabbiadoro. Belgium holding a narrow 1-0 lead over Spain. The difference so far has been Iago Cordron, who had a real moment of quality, a beautifully angled finish in that first half. In truth, it did come against the run of play, with Spain looking sharper for large parts prior to that. The big question now is how this game unfolds. Can Belgium build on their advantage, settle into more control and manage their energy with another huge fixture against Northern Ireland still to come later today? Or will Spain, who played with real confidence and organisation, find a way back? We are back underway and already seen a tactical switch up for the Spaniards as Florian Lechantre fires it into Radwan Boujaboud, into Marcus Trives. That change I'm referencing is the fact that Samuel Gro Garcia has taken off the pink goalkeeper jersey, which is now adorning Francisco Velasco, and that's a real opportunity. Elvis Bonkongu, a change I hadn't even managed to get to yet. Should have made it 2.
Absolutely should have done. Wasn't quite aware the ball was going to get through the gap there. Brilliant ball by Iago Cordron. Belgium really should have doubled their advantage there. Free kick given in favour of Spain.
They've come flying out the traps, have Belgium. Robin Fiordaliso, the player that's come off in place of Elvis Bonkongu. So in their entirety, Francisco Velasco, Samuel Gro Garcia, Radwan Boujaboud and Marcus Trives comprise Spain's 4 players. Ilian Genk, Florian Lechantre, Iago Cordron and Elvis Bonkongu, that of the leaders.
Genk driving Samuel Gro Garcia down the court, winning a kick in for the side. Cordron across, Bonkongu back to Lechantre. That's too close to Gro Garcia.
One thing that's been a clear alteration from the first half is those high and wide wingers of Belgium. Iago Cordron has stayed in reverse and it's aided his decision making so much. But now some territory for Spain, with Samuel Gro Garcia winning a kick in. Can they make it count? Whilst they were in control for large parts of that first half, they didn't really create a great deal in terms of goal scoring opportunities. Can that be a change now? I think Gro Garcia is going to act as a screen to Marcus Trives, but it needs accuracy and that's disappointing. The power was there, but the accuracy not, so it fires off the Spain number 10.
Yeah, far too close to Samuel Gro Garcia there. Had no chance of getting out the way of it. That's sloppy from Ilian Genk. Just boots it straight out of play there, under no real pressure whatsoever.
Into Radwan Boujaboud, but doesn't even meet him. Elvis Bonkongu there to intercept. There's just a little bit of complacency settling in. Again, this is needless pressure that they're absorbing. They just take their time and get better positioning on those kick-ins or set pieces as a whole. They'll have more success. Just trying to understand the decision to come over and talk to Radwan Boujaboud.
Yeah, Bonkongu went in with Boujaboud there. Boujaboud's chair turned off. Couldn't turn it back on again. Nico Balin stopping the play. Some fair play there. Just making sure he's okay, and then we'll restart with a set ball, which has gone out of play off of Ilian Genk and will be kicking for Spain.
Iago Cordron locked in a battle with Marcus Trives. strong play there from Trives. Beautiful advantage played by Nico Balin. It was very forceful from Gro Garcia. The officiating has been brilliant, Greg.
Oh, it really has.
The use of advantage has completely facilitated these attacks and the football as a whole.
Yeah, they've looked to let the game flow. Absolutely.
And they will get credit for that. After a difficult Club World Cup, the attention is now completely on the football and no matters outside of it, as Ilian Genk guides it goal bound. Radwan Bujabud has to push it in the right-hand post.
That's a very sloppy turn one. I don't know how much whatever meant he couldn't start the game has affected Samuel Gro Garcia. It's not been at the level we're used to. He's obviously got caught out for the goal. He's been giving away 2-on-1s. He's coming in hard with contact. I'm not sure what's going on.
It's a good opportunity here. Ilian Genk surely going to look for Iago Cordron, who just wasn't set to receive that. I'm not quite sure what the intention was. There was nothing more than a front bumper pick-off available to him. But Bonkongu, the right intent, the accuracy not there. So Florian Lechantre put under some pressure from Gro Garcia. It's very fast-paced, very energetic, but is missing a bit of quality, this fixture.
Trives, if he stays in reverse there, you can 180 it over to Gro Garcia, who would have had a tap-in, an open goal.
Trives. Ilian Genk has to be careful. Connects with Trives on the follow-through. It's a goal kick.
Tell you what, he's got away with one there.
I would agree. I would agree. It just goes back to what I said about the lack of quality and control being exhibited by either nation. That isn't a slight on one of them in particular. As Florian Lechantre down the court, Marcus Trives has been the busiest player on the court, does beautifully well to win Spain back possession. Radwan Bujabud needs to be careful of his placement, which he is. Just a hand gesture from Nico Balin for him to back off, and that's a nice option. Staying in reverse, he's run too great, too wide, but the intent is there. Staying in reverse to aid your decision making, and whilst the execution wasn't there, I appreciate the effort.
This is much better from Spain. This is much better from Spain. We didn't get to see this yesterday because they were playing France, and I hesitate to say I don't think they actually played this well against France either.
The timing, the connection isn't quite there for Iago Cordron. Bujabud once again plays right on the edge of those 2-on-1 infringements, but sometimes that is the case. Sometimes the best teams do that. Maximising space to your advantage, as Ilian Genk is a player we have highlighted as one to watch. He's been unable to impart his impressive influence that we know him to have. That ricochets into the centre. Florian Lechantre just in front of Gro Garcia. Nice from Radwan Bujabud. Over to Elvis Bonkongu, who lines up a shot. Again, it's a similar occurrence time and time again. Quality is missing, connection and timing is missing, and that's one of the closest 2-on-1s we've seen all week. Ilian Genk little more than a metre away from Elvis Bonkongu.
Would you agree that is the sloppiest minute of power football we had in the tournament?
I think this game as a whole has really struggled to hit a rhythm that showcases power chair football at this top level. I think the way I would encapsulate it, it looks nervous. The players look nervous, and that is playing into these poor decisions being made by the players. And I've watched all of these before on the European stage, and they are far better than this performance suggests.
I mean, Bujabu just taking that kick before Nico had even blown the whistle. There's a lot of heavy contact. There's a lot of sloppy 2-on-1s. The contact with the ball's not there. It's
We said it in the first half. I think this water break will be welcomed by both of these as Iago Quadron finds a beautiful opportunity to score. That's much better timing connection, but equally as good is the defence of Francisco Velasco to keep the scoreline at just 1-0.
That's much better from a Belgian point of view. Great ball from Florian Lechantre.
Contact there from Elvis Bonkongo. Has to be careful. That was needless from the Belgian number 7. And now Radwan Bujaboud ventures into the half of Belgium. There's a real break on here. Had there been that quality, there would have been an overload. They outnumbered Francisco Velasco. Radwan Bujaboud misses it. Iago Quadron is going to look for Elvis Bonkongo. He's going to have an easy shot at goal. Really disappointing for the Spanish. It's come at a costly error. And now we tick over into that water break. Spain already struggled to create anything in way of goal scoring. Now have a real task on their hands if they're to get anything from this game.
That is just what you didn't want from a Spain point of view. Get to the water break. Give yourself the final 10 minutes to go and get one goal. It's hard to really describe there because Spain breaking. Juan Grau Garcia, the coach for Spain, was appealing desperately for a 2-on-1 between Lechantre and Genk. Not given. They break up through the middle. The big swing and a miss from Bujaboud
that's what it comes down to, doesn't it?
Has left Velasco 2v1. And it's clinical. It's a clinical 1-2 between Bonkongo and Quadron.
Yeah, and don't underestimate the role in which Ilian Genk played in that, in forcing it up the court.
Quadron's pass back to Bonkongo was excellent, and to Elvis Bonkongo's credit, he's put that right in the corner.
It's so similar to their game against Germany yesterday. They were 2-0 victors in that, but both goals came via own goals, and in this fixture, both goals have come via mistakes. But maybe that's the sign of a top nation. It may not go their way, but they're able to grind out results. We saw European champions England do exactly that against host Italy, where they had to come from behind late on to secure a few free points. We have seen a change for Belgium. Iago Quadron, the scorer of the opener and the provider of the second, has come off.
Lucas Moreau has come on.
Exactly that, Lucas Moreau. A lot of contact as Bonkongo. Spain are being very brave here. They're committing players forward. Trives needs to stay in reverse there. Heavy contact from Florian Lechantre into Marcus Trives. Just going to get a halt to play. Tempers have been boiling over.
I think if you're Nico Ballin, everyone's already around you. You need to just have a chat, and I think the yellow card's going to come out here for Florian Lechantre.
He is reaching for that yellow card.
It was wild. It was a wild spin. No awareness that there was a player behind him.
No. But Marcus Trives almost put himself in a danger area due to his placement and reluctance to play in reverse. But it is careless from Lechantre.
They are both spinning. Trives is spinning to get the ball towards Bujaboud. Yes, I'd like to say in reverse, but because that is ultimately what they need to do. Trives has drawn Lechantre in and gone to flick it back, and he's absolutely been whacked for his trouble.
I'm not saying this should have been the decision, but I've seen red cards being awarded for similar challenges like that.
They're going to take him off.
It's probably for the best. I'm sure he's feeling the ramifications of that contact, and whilst he was deemed the aggressor, that doesn't take him away from the pain of that jolt going through his body. So on in his place is Melik Kerimov. Spain will need a goal now if they're to get back into this game. 5 minutes plus any additional time left. It's been fiery, it's been cagey, it's been tense. Belgium have just done enough to have the score advantage. Radwan Boujaboud to take. They've had no real purpose on these set pieces up until now. Can they right that wrong? Into Gro Garcia, guides it goal bound, much better, but a potential break on. Bonkongu needs to swipe that into the path of Lucas Maru. It's just come down to that decision making.
That was the chance, right? He's got to swing and put it in the near corner. He's got to put that back behind Ilian Genk there. That was the moment. That would have given Spain a real boost with, what, 5 or so minutes left. Boujaboud tries at the near post. Gro Garcia deflects off of him last, and Boujaboud's let it go out, thinking it's a kick in for Spain. It will be for Belgium instead.
So Melik Kerimov with his first real involvement in the competition into Radwan Boujaboud. Trying to play it off the back of Ilian Genk. Controls his chair very nicely. Could have gone either way, that one. I understand Radwan Boujaboud's appeals, but kind of ricochet between the two chairs as Gro Garcia and Trives look to combine. Nice pass from Boujaboud into Gro Garcia. He has players in support.
He's got to stay in reverse.
Same with Bonkongu there. It's just a real reluctance as Francisco Velasco just reads the trajectory of the ball. Lucas Maru looking for a gap between Velasco and Boujaboud. In doing so, was very close to his two teammates in Elvis Bonkongu and Ilian Genk. As Spain ready, a late change. It will be Arturo Reina that comes back on, and Radwan Boujaboud coming off. Probably the standout for Spain, certainly in terms of trying to get the passing going.
Yeah, Gro Garcia just receiving the captain's armband. Two minutes left of normal time. You'd say Velasco's not had a lot to do in this second half. Well, especially the last 10 minutes or so. Apart from pick the ball out the back of his goal.
I think we've assessed that both of Belgium's goals have come via mistakes rather than well-worked opportunities, as Marcus Trives doesn't have the power to trouble Melik Kerimov.
Just got too close to his back bumper, his back wheel, so he didn't catch it on the end of his bumper. He caught it off almost like the middle bit, or near more of the body of the chair, so he's never going to get that power. There's Reina, charges on goal. Kerimov drives out the box to deal with it. Moreau just about moving out the way. Ilian Genk taking a risk, playing it off Reina there. That could have gone anywhere. And then drives up the court.
Strong play from both players. Kerimov into Lucas Maru. This is nice football from Belgium, looking to combine late on. these are combinations that will be absolutely pivotal in their game against Northern Ireland if they're to come through with 3 wins from 3.
They need a lot more of them. A lot more of them through. Going by what we've seen from Northern Ireland so far.
Karimov. Marcus Trives. Very brave approach from Belgium, committing all 4 players in attack. It's going to be a very late substitute for Belgium.
And Spain. The movement of the chairs caught me off there for Spain. Gabriel Skudnik coming on for Ilian Gate. No, there will be a double substitution for Spain.
Yeah, I can see Aaron Torralbo Sanchez readying himself to come on, as well as Francisco Perez Espinoza, as we're now into additional time. So it'll be a very short cameo.
Skudnik not appeared so far in this tournament, as my memory served me correctly.
No, you're exactly right, and I think the same can be applied to Mele Karimov as well. But they're going to have to get valuable minutes into their whole squad to ensure they're all options in the more competitive games or the crunch games. It's an opportunity for Francisco Espinoza late on, who wins his side a corner ball.
I think you want to see every nation score at least once in the tournament, don't you? You want to have something for their fans and them to celebrate, even though they may finish with no points in the group, who knows?
Yeah.
But you want them to have one moment where they can say, yeah.
When I'm referencing the Club World Cup, when we saw Raidas, the Mexican team, score their single goal against Aspire, it just gave them something to take home, that positive in amongst the difficulty. And now a chance, Gro Garcia into the front of Arturo Reina.
I just wanted to flick it into that near post, because Belgium leave the gap at that near post from a corner. We don't see many teams do that. Reina trying to shield. But that ball from Grau Garcia is straight at Moreau. They'll get another attempt at it. One more minute. There's a gap. Off Moreau. Skudnik unable to keep it in. That's gone out for another corner. Spain finishing the game in good form, keeping the press up.
Whilst 3 points looks almost impossible, goal difference will still be a factor at the conclusion of the group stage. So the more in favour the goal difference is, will help them. And it's full time here. Belgium make it 2 wins from 2, beating Spain 2-0 here in Lignano Sabbiadoro. Iago Cordron was again at the heart of things, scorer of the opener in the first half and provider in the second, setting up Elvis Bonkongu, who capitalised on a Spanish mistake to double the lead. It was a game that at times lacked real quality, with both sides guilty of untidy spells in possession. Tempers flared late on, with cards shown as frustration grew. But in the end, Belgium's resilience and ability to seize key moments proved decisive. Just as they did against Germany, Belgium found a way. They weren't at their fluent best, but they took their chances, kept their composure, and that's now 6 points from 6 to put them right in contention for the semi-finals and a World Cup ticket for Spain. It's another defeat, but they'll take positives from how competitive they were in large spells. What is missing is that cutting edge in the final third, and until they find it, results like this will be difficult to avoid. It's Belgium who celebrate 2 goals, 2 wins, and momentum on their side as they prepare for their biggest test yet against Northern Ireland later today. Following this one, we have a crunch game in Group B, which will see England take on Denmark. Following that, Germany versus France, Ireland versus Italy, and Northern Ireland versus Belgium.
Yeah, I'm pleased for Spain in some regards. They've shown a lot more resolve defensively. Thought they were excellent, barring the 2 mistakes that have cost them dearly. They need to show a little bit more going forwards. Belgium, initial job done. They got the 3 points, that's what they wanted, but they need to show more against Northern Ireland later on if they hope to beat them.
Absolutely they will. So let's pass over to Piero, who has Ilian Genk for interview.
And here we go. Here we are with Monsieur Ilan Genk. Do I pronounce your name right?
Genç. That's
Genç. Okay,
Yes.
right. I always double check.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Mr. Genç, congratulations.
Thank you.
First of all, another win. That was great. How do you feel?
The match was a little complicated, but I think we get the 3 points, so that's the most important thing. And we'll do much better in the future.
Yeah, I think Spain gave you a fight
Yeah.
this time. Was hard for you. How do you think they played?
Yeah, they played very well, much better than yesterday. And I think they played their football, and we had a hard time.
Great. So definitely you learn more and more every match. What do you think you would like to improve? What did you learn from this match?
I think the attack is the most important thing to improve, because you can see 2 match to clean sheets. So the attack is the most important things. 4 goals in 2 matches it's not enough. So always the attack.
All right, got it. Again, congratulations. Best of luck for the other matches, and have a good rest.
Thank you.
All right, many thanks to Monsieur Genç. And now I guess we will have number 19, am I right? Señor Arturo Fabra Reina. Let's help him adjust. Perfecto. Okay, ecco. Arturo, welcome.
Thank
You
you.
guys fight very hard. With all your heart until last minute. That was great to watch. Unfortunately, you guys lost. How do you feel?
Yeah, it was a good match. We think that we can win this match, and we fight a lot. But in this tournament at this level, if you do a lot of mistakes, or it's things of the match. When you do a mistake, it's a big error, and they cost a goal.
Yeah, definitely. When you make mistake, you have the possibility to learn and change your technique. What do you guys think can improve for next match?
Yeah, for the next match, we think that we can improve a lot, because yesterday with friends, we learned a lot of the game, of the the match, and I think that when you lose, you learn more, and this is the situation. We have lost, and now it's time to learn, to improve, and for the next match.
Everybody saw you guys learn and improve in this match. I'm pretty sure you will go ahead and play better and better. Very best of luck.
Thank you so much.
And to you too, take a good rest and get ready for the other matches.
Thank you so much.
See you. Okay. Thanks everyone. Thank you very much to Senor Arturo, and I will see you next time very soon.